Hi everyone, my name is Hannah and I'm our educator here at Omnify. Today we're going to be talking about some dependent care account basics. So how exactly does that pre-tax savings work? Deductions are going to come out of your paycheck before that state, federal, and FICA tax withholdings. It does actually lower your taxable income for the year, and any subsequent withdrawals to pay for those qualified expenses are tax-free. Tax savings on qualified purchases can be anywhere from 20 to 35% or even more, depending on your tax bracket. A dependent care account is offered whether you're on a high deductible health plan or a PPO. The funds in this account can be used for qualified dependent care expenses. Your annual election is locked in throughout the year unless you have a change in status, so you do need to plan carefully when you have a DCA. Those funds are also use it or lose it, so if you don't spend all of the funds that you've elected for the year, you will forfeit them. You do need to provide supporting documentation for any claims with a DCA, and funds are available as they are withheld from your paycheck. DCAs can be a little bit confusing as there are some different options that your employer may offer for your DCA. If your plan has a run-out period, that's typically 30, 60, or 90 days. That's time after your plan year ends where claims and documentation can be turned in. This gives you time essentially to wrap up last year's expenses and claims. A grace period is typically 2.5 months, and this is time after your plan year ends where you have additional time to pay for services provided last year or this year within that grace period time frame. So it's basically extra time that allows you to use up last year's funds. Often we see a run-out period and a grace period running at the same time, with the run-out period extending a little bit past the grace period. Again, so you have time to finish up your last year's claims. Here are some typical qualified expenses for a DCA. It's going to be things like pre-K, before and after school care, licensed daycare centers, in-home daycare, as well as things like day camps and summer camps. So if you have a child that's of school age, but maybe during the summer you don't have care for them and you send them to a science camp or a sports camp, those are going to be qualified expenses. However, you cannot pay for overnight camps. So this would only be camps that allow you to go to work during the day. These funds are only able to be used for children up to the age of 13. The only exception to that is if you have a dependent adult that needs daycare. If that's your situation, I recommend reaching out to us and we can kind of help you through how that works with a dependent adult. The annual limits for a DCA have remained the same for many years now. If you are married or filing single, your limit is $2,500, and if you're single or married filing joint, it's $5,000. As I mentioned, you do need to provide documentation for your DCA. That does include 5 things: your child or children's names, dates of care, amount of the claim, the provider's name and address, and the provider's EIN or social security number. If you go to a larger daycare provider, they may have a receipt that includes all of this information. However, if you go to a small in-home daycare or maybe have a nanny, it can be harder to find a receipt with all of this. Because of that, we do provide you with a 1-page DCA claim form. This can be easily found on our website, omnifybenefits.com. You don't need to log into your account. You just go to that website and scroll down the page, and there will be a section with all of our forms. The nice thing about this is you fill it out, sign it, and then you have your provider sign it, and this is the only thing that you need to supply us with. We won't need any other kind of receipt from you as long as this is filled out correctly. If you have any questions about your DCA or another account that you have with us at Omnify, please feel free to reach out to our customer care team. You can reach them at 402-323-1815, and we are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Otherwise, you can shoot us an email to support@omnifybenefits.com. And again, our website is omnifybenefits.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to check out some of our other options, you can follow the QR code down at the bottom of your screen or find us on YouTube by searching for Omnify Employee Benefit Solutions. Again, thank you so much for joining us and have a great day.